Welcome to Storytime with Sandy, as we call it in my classroom, or called it in my classroom back when I was still in the classroom. Today's story is going to be the best. This is the best story that I tell all of my students. If I've ever been your teacher, you know this story. Um, because it's just so outlandish that I can't even believe this happened to me, but it did. Um, In the 13-14 school year, I taught seventh grade. It's the only time I've ever taught seventh grade. It will take an act of God for me to teach seventh grade again. It was horrible. Um, in the moment, it was horrible. Looking back, it was a fantastic year because it was just so unbelievable. And one of the things that made it unbelievable was a child named Isaiah. And as much as we loved Isaiah, Isaiah was not, he was a few crayons short. Okay, bless his heart. Anyhow, so my seventh grade year, the year I taught seventh grade, rather, I would work typically very late. I would stay after school, do all of my planning, do my grading, etc., make my parent phone calls, whatever. So I was usually at school, even though school got out at 3, I was usually there until 6 or 7, and parents could email me. And that was a positive feedback that I received, was that when parents got home from work, they could still get in contact with me to help with homework or questions or whatever. So I really took pride in staying late at work, to be honest with you. Well, of course, come December, we have our holiday spirit days, Wacky Tacky Day, Ugly Sweater Day, Reindeer Day, whatever. And we had an Ugly Sweater Day coming up, and I had no ugly sweaters in my closet, period. So I decided to rush to Walmart. So left right at 3 as soon as I could, went to the local Walmart, walked around Walmart to get myself ready for our spirit days that we had coming up. And I don't know about your Walmart, but my Walmart is a black hole when it comes to cell reception because it is a huge steel box. So you can't get cell reception in the Walmart. And so when I left the Walmart, I pulled out my phone and I was getting all my texts that I had missed in my 30-45 minute Walmart adventure, and decided, since I had left school on time, decided that it was necessary for me to check my school email on my phone. Um, Again, this was 13-14. I did have an iPhone, but it was not the best. Like, there wasn't an app at the time, so I'm having to go like through the web browser to get to my email kind of thing. So it's just, keep in mind that this was technology a decade ago. Okay. Okay. So I get to my email, and again, please remember, parents, I took pride in responding to parents and making sure that I was very well communicative with parents. Okay. I opened up my email and I had 21 missed emails from the last hour, if you will. Excuse me, 21 missed emails. And when I began to scroll on my phone, I realized they were all from the same. It was a phone number, but the same email address. I opened these emails because I'm like, what has possibly happened in the last hour? And I see 1 to 2 sentence emails is what these emails are full of. I'm like, okay. Um, the first one is, call me back. Call me immediately. What is going on? If you don't call me back, I'm calling the police. The police are now involved. I will have your ass. Sorry for my French. So on and so forth. So I'm standing in the middle of the Walmart parking lot, freaking out because I have no idea what's going on. And I'm a little baby teacher who knows nothing about anything, and I'm just trying to get through my workday, right? So I'm finally able to call this person. A woman picks up the phone and she is irate. Hello, who is this? What's going on? And so I finally am able to get in. Hello, this is Miss Sanderson. How can I help you? Like, who is, please keep in mind, she did not introduce herself in her emails. So I had no idea who I was speaking to. I was like, my name is Rebecca Sanderson. I'm a teacher at Wendell Middle School. I received multiple emails, text messages from this phone number. Can I help you? And she goes, yes, I am Isaiah's mother. Friends, the amount of relief that came over me in that moment, because I knew because again, our lovely friend Isaiah was a few crayons short. Okay. I knew that whatever was happening was not my fault. I was like, okay, we can work this out. We can get from point A to point B. Okay. Okay. All is well. All is well. And so I get her to calm down and I say, ma'am, how can I help you? And she says, Isaiah is lost and you have kidnapped him. You, no, ma'am, you are incorrect. You're incorrect. No, ma'am, I have not. Okay. So get back into my professional voice and I say, I'm so sorry. Why do you think that I've kidnapped Isaiah? And she says, well, he didn't get off the bus today and no one has seen him at school. And so you must have him. Cool. Okay. Again, I don't have Isaiah, but let's unpack this some more. Why do you think I have Isaiah? And she says, he signed up to stay after school, and you're the only teacher that he likes, so he would only be staying with you. And since you're not at school and Isaiah's not at school, obviously you have Isaiah. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't have Isaiah. You're incorrect. Well, it was a Wednesday, which is important because that is our after school detention day, or was at my old school. And so I said, are you sure that he wasn't like assigned for after school detention? She said, oh, yeah, that sounds right. Maybe it wasn't tutoring. She originally thought that he was staying for tutoring for me, but my tutoring day was Thursday. So I said, it couldn't be tutoring. If it's Wednesday, could it be after school detention? Oh, yes, yes, that's what it's for. And I said, okay, well, I have nothing to do with that, but if you'll give me a second, I can pull up the Google spreadsheet with what administrator is in charge of this today to see like if they have any information about where Isaiah could be. And she goes, you will not hang up this phone. You will not leave me. You have my son. You have my son. We're calling the police, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm still standing in the middle of the Walmart parking lot, friends. Okay. So I pull up the spreadsheet, find the administrator, text the admin. It's like, hey, I'm on the phone with Isaiah's mom. Do you remember seeing him at ASD, actual detention today? The person replies and says, yes, he was there. I had him checked in. He also checked out. He was picked up in the carpool lane. And so I'm on the phone with Isaiah's mom and I say, hey, mom, this is the new information that I have. So could it be an aunt, a cousin, a friend? Have you checked the neighborhood? Like all the things. What's going on? Well, in this time, mom has driven home and she's walked into her front door. And so she is now, from what I understand, standing in the middle of her living room with her significant other and her mother. And they're all screaming at each other because they're very upset that their child is gone. Okay. Um, and the mom makes it very clear that she is on the phone with the bitch who has stolen her son. So there's just lots of things happening on the other end of the phone. Yada, 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 yada. And so I tell her, I'm like, hey, ma'am, I don't have your kid again. And by this time, the admin that I had texted let me know that the police have shown up to my middle school looking for me because of phone calls made by this woman. So my poor little 2013 cell phone is putting in the work that day. Bless its heart. And so I'm attempting to text with my admin to update her. I'm also trying to calm down the mom, and no one knows where Isaiah is. Well, in the middle of this whole kerfuffle, I'm still on the phone with mom, and all of a sudden the cacophony that is happening in the living room of their house stops. It goes from blah, 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 to nothing. Nothing. And what I then hear come through the phone is this little 7th grade boy voice saying, Mom, what's going on? The next thing I hear is mom telling me on the phone, never mind, we have him. Click. And she hangs up the phone. I find out the next day. I also send a text to my administrator. I call her and say, all is well. We found Isaiah, blah, blah, blah. I find out the next day that mom was late picking up Isaiah. She's supposed to be there at 4:15 to pick up from ASD. At 4:30, one of the cul-de-sac neighbors, who was also there picking up their kid from ASD, decided, Isaiah, just hop in the car with me. I'll take you home. The neighbor took him home, and Isaiah went straight to his room and played video games. So, although the significant other, the grandmother, were both home, and Mom eventually made it home, apparently, in all of this cacophony, no one checked Isaiah's bedroom to see if the missing child was, in fact, sitting on the floor playing video games, but couldn't hear them calling his name because he had headphones on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the time that I was accused of kidnapping one of my students. And also, it is why I will forever make sure that I have a written note from every parent if I ever stay after school with a kid. Because we're not taking that chance anymore. One accusation of kidnapping is enough for me. Happy day.